Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and also the judges. Thanks for the time that given to us to participate this debate. So here I'm FISTI Nisa I'm the representative from SMA Yogyakarta. I'm the first speaker of my team, and here I will deliver my speech to the government team with this kind of topic. Related to this topic, this house will abolish the primary and secondary school years, which group by children age through competency and intelligence grouped. This debate will be focusedly about the effective children's developed in terms of the both moral and also knowledge aspect through grouping based on the competency and intelligence. Or the things that should be highlighted in this debate is a student's perspective related to this policy. I hope that this kind of debate will be related to conditions in Indonesia in general aspect. Here we are referring to the conditions and realities that we face in Indonesia. The team that will win this debate is the team who can prove that children develop their potentials and abilities effectively, then with an appropriate environment and with each of method that will taken by each of team. Ladies and gentlemen, we choose to be pro or we choose to be agree with this topic because we strongly believe that group them based on the competency and intelligence can increase the several sectors in Indonesia related to education. First, allow me to define these motions first, or define the educational for the children. Currently, in Indonesia, educational is very important role. As we can see, the large number of people in Indonesia prioritize education from a moral and non-moral perspective. Under these conditions, of course, educational must be able to cover both attitudes and also knowledge to the children. It's also considered that most of the students' time spent in the school. So, these parameters can already explain that the schools have a large impact on the students both behaviorally and also actions through their knowledge also. Let me start my argument. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that I will say is grouping by the interest will make a supportive environment for students. With relatable environments, students can find friends easily. Currently, in Indonesia, there are so many children who have a genius thought, but it's difficult to develop them because the environment is also difficult them to or abstract. Students can find new knowledge from friends who have the same interest at the same level because they are group based on the interest and also their competency. With an environment that related to, they will enjoy and be happy because they know where their abilities are, and also it can make them get friends easily who have the same goals or interests, and according to the knowledge, they will more knowledgeable and get more knowledge by studying different level or different level of age with the same interests. So there will be no problem if they group based on the competency and intelligence. And for example, they can create the study groups, and they can create some research group together, and the activity of the group will be the same. With topic that are dividedly have the same mind, and also they can easily find the relations related to the job also. It is also easier to them for have a study visit, so that they visit certain places. It's not difficult to find things that we are interested with. They can research the same thing. For example, they also can express their perspective in different way. They also increase their relationships will improve by providing knowledge according to themselves. Secondly, it will improve them to moral point of view because they are have a concrete example. Grouping based on the ages cannot be used as a benchmark because currently there are several conditions in each era in the different existence of grouping era. it means that we have to open our minds into the other generations above and also below us to get the opportunity that is exist. Then with the grouping based on the interest, they also have a longer and no longer worried about this, because they can find a supportive environments that also can be example morally to them. They can imitate the adult students, adult life, and they also know the example of the adult life, so it will be easier for the younger. And they also, the adult can see the new perspective from the young students to these their kind of interests, because they have adapted a lot of the environments, a lot of the new environments, and also a lot of new environments that they get in their kind of era. And for example, they can imitate how they all their behaviors. They can also find a place to tell stories or friends related to their interests and also they can share their experience related to their educations based on their experience also. The third point is it will make the students' interest. As we know, today there are many types of educational knowledge they are obtained in the current area. In fact, various science research have been initiated. And then, what if it's not centralized system that can make the students' interest? Do they need to study according to the government? Do they have to study everything to find their passions? No, in fact, they all already have their own interests. So with this, they can easily develop their interest, because the system is centralized. Progress in Indonesia will also increase because the students' time does not to run out to study that they know interest with. For those kind of reasons, competency grouping by this competency has considers good in this case, because it turns out that can maintain the goals and functions of educational in Indonesia in general. It is considered to be related to current Indonesia educational sectors. It has also been proven that this can advantages the nations by increasing the individual competences, and can make the learning much more enjoyable and also effective for the students. That's all for me. Thank you.